If you are hearing these words, know this. It is no mere coincidence. It is a response, a resonance. Your soul, like an echo, has been waiting for this call. We live in remarkable times, preceding great shifts, in an era when the finest veils between reality and illusion are thinning to limits our minds can scarcely comprehend. For centuries, sages, prophets, and mystics have striven to convey to us one immutable truth, a truth that rings more relevant today than ever before. Our world, familiar and tangible, is nothing more than a colossal, boundless mental creation. The universe in which we dwell is a universe of thought, woven from pure consciousness itself. Before we step across the threshold into the very sanctum sanctorum, make your choice. Your like is not just a sign of approval. It is a declaration of your intent. Your subscription is not a formality. It is an enlistment among those who seek, who strive for truth. This is not a game. It is a genuine quest. This is not merely a game. It is a true initiation. The truth which they meticulously conceal behind a veil of daily news is both simple and profoundly terrifying. Our entire reality, every minuscule atom, every distant star, every quivering emotion, all of it is but a creation of consciousness, and not a singular mind, but a collective consciousness, akin to a boundless, mighty ocean, carrying upon its restless waves all our lives, all our deepest fears, and our most cherished hopes. They are the few who have mastered the art of directing this ocean, those who know precisely how to conjure the right waves to lull us, to drown us in their depths, or, far more dreadful, to steer us directly into the abyss of despair. These are not mere fancies, not another conspiracy theory. This is a true conspiracy against your very consciousness. The study of the ancient texts of Hermes Trismegistus, that messenger whose wise words have pierced the thickness of millennia, reveals this fundamental, cornerstone truth. As above, so below, and as below, so above, declares his renowned emerald tablet. And this is not simply a figurative expression. It is an exact description of the foundational principle upon which all existence rests. The microcosm and macrocosm are inextricably linked, mirroring each other in the infinite dance of existence. Our inner world, our innermost thoughts, our ingrained beliefs, our deeply hidden fears, is not merely a collection of personal experiences. It is an integral part, an echo, a product of a creation belonging to a far grander, all-encompassing mental structure. We find striking reverberations of this ancient knowledge in a lost quatrain from Centuria 11, verse 93. It is said to have been discovered among scrolls that miraculously survived a devastating fire in an ancient monastery nestled on the slopes of Mount Kurama. This verse speaks of mirrors that reflect not the face, but the very essence, and within each reflection lies a new universe, born from a hidden desire. The hermit monk Kenshin, whose name is almost forgotten by time, foresaw a coming era when human technologies would begin to mirror this true nature of creation. But we, blinded by the brilliance of these artificial reflections, often mistake the reflection itself for true reality. Or consider the astonishing calculations of the ancient Maya. Their calendar, long dismissed as a mere intricate tool of chronology, is in fact nothing less than a map of mental cycles. It foretells not only upcoming shifts in physical reality, but also profound transformations awaiting humanity's collective consciousness. When we connect these findings with the prophecies of Vanga, who spoke of times when the world will speak one language, the language of the heart, if people do not forget it, we begin to hear a unified, harmonious resonance. Gnostic texts, in turn, go even further, directly stating that our world is a kind of prison created by lesser demiurges. In this illusory reality, our true self, that very spark of the divine, exists in a state of deep, almost complete oblivion. All these seemingly disparate testimonies, speaking in different tongues, point to the same fundamental truth. Our reality is far from as solid and immutable as we might wish to believe. It is a true creation, as if woven from unknown substances. Modern science, often without realizing it, frequently arrives at the same dizzying conclusions. Take, for example, the theory of quantum physics. It states that until the moment of observation, the smallest particles exist in a state of uncertainty, as if bathing in an ocean of countless possibilities, in a state of superposition. This means that reality itself, like malleable clay, is formed by the act of observation, by pure consciousness. Fractal patterns, so clearly emerging in complex geopolitical events, in raging financial markets, and even in elegant biological structures, unequivocally indicate the self-similar nature of the entire system. Minute elements, much like tiny mirrors, reflect the grand structure of the whole, just as our own thoughts, like invisible sculptors, shape our personal reality. The influence, let us say, of solar cycles on the noosphere, on this collective consciousness of our entire planet, is also beginning to draw the close attention of researchers, hinting at far deeper cosmic connections, the touch of which we are only just beginning to perceive. All these seemingly disparate phenomena are but echoes of ancient, forgotten wisdom, rephrased into the modern, understandable language of the 21st century. Remember that inexplicable, aching anxiety that overcomes you at 3 o'clock in the morning, when the whole world is submerged in peaceful slumber, but your mind categorically refuses to quiet down? Or that strange, oppressive feeling of alienation when you gaze at the faces of passers-by on the street, at their often empty, dull eyes, at their superficial, meaningless smiles? No, this is not simple depression. Your soul seems to be suffocating in this artificial matrix, a prisoner of illusions. Your true essence, confined within a mental prison cell, desperately beats against its cold walls. You feel that something is acutely missing, that the world around you seems phantom-like, unreal. Behind this apparent reality, you intuitively sense, lies something far deeper, something much more significant. This is not paranoia, my dears. It is an awakening. But what if all these terrifying monsters, wars, crises, pandemics, are merely shadows on the cave wall, as the wise Plato once said? What if the true tyrant, the source of your fear, your countless limitations, is actually looking at you from your own reflection in the mirror? What if all the pain, all the suffering, all the unbearable confinement you experience do not stem from external circumstances, but are born from your own slumbering consciousness, your own willing choice to remain in oblivion? We have become so accustomed to projecting our problems outward, seeking enemies among other people, in governments, in imperfect systems. But the true, insidious enemy is our sleeping consciousness, which stubbornly refuses to see its own boundless power, its inherent divinity. Understand this: the universe does not punish humanity. It burns away poison, this poison of fear, ignorance, and blind materialism that pollutes our lives. We ourselves, with our own hands, have created this crown of glass, this fragile yet blinding symbol of our ego. It binds us, inflicts pain, and, in the end, inevitably crumbles under its own excessive weight. We have laid metal veins across our entire planet, initiating a soulless system built upon ruthless exploitation and artificial division, all while forgetting the simplest and most eternal truth: we are all one. The current collapse we witness with our own eyes is not the end of the world. It is, rather, a grand cosmic surgery. The universe itself, like a wise healer, is shedding its afflicted parts to make way for the flourishing of a new, more perfect existence. And it is here, within this great transformation, that the greatest secret lies, the key to your true liberation. Prophets did not foresee a single savior who would appear and solve all the world's problems. They foresaw an army of awakened souls. They foresaw each and every one of you. All the wisdom, all the great revelations, all the prophecies. These are not merely dry stories passed down through generations. They are, rather, like activation codes, encrypted messages containing detailed instructions. These are instructions for you to awaken the dormant, mighty power that lies deep within your own essence. You are not merely a tiny particle in the grand design of prophecy. You are its very fulfillment, the pivotal moment without which all else loses its meaning. You are that divine spark, clothed in human form, ready to ignite into a bright, all-consuming flame of true awareness. The great Hermes Trismegistus once spoke of consciousness as a singular, boundless field, and each of us is a unique point of entry through which this field can be grasped. Your own awakening is not just your personal path to liberation, but also a most valuable contribution to the collective awakening of all humanity. Now that your eyes are finally open, now that you clearly see the shadows dancing on the walls of the metaphorical cave, you can no longer stand aside, immersed in your former inaction. Your new, just discovered reality powerfully demands active, decisive action from you. Your like is a bright flash of light, instantly visible across the vast network, like a beacon for those who search, a confirmation that they are not alone in their quest. And your share is a tiny, yet potent seed that you plant in the midst of a fertile, but currently dormant, desert of minds. This is the hope that it will certainly sprout, take root, and blossom. Your subscription, in turn, is a kind of oath, a solemn declaration of your readiness to go further, to delve into the depths of the unknown, to become an integral part of something truly significant, something greater than ourselves. If you feel ready for the next, deeper level, our inner circle will become your personal command center. It is here, within this close-knit community, that we exchange valuable knowledge, offer mutual support, and together prepare for the forthcoming pivotal steps. And your support through super thanks is the vital energy that fuels our collective flame, igniting it at the very core of the battle against the relentlessly advancing darkness. This is not merely a donation. It is a strategic investment in your own liberation, in the liberation of all humankind. Until our next meeting, remain aware, always stay connected, and never, do you hear, never